It's the weekly armchair kickoff.
What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the weekly armchair kickoff podcast, and we're on our United show this evening, Devil's Advocate, and this evening I'm here on my own reacting to Manchester United's massive victory today against Wolverhampton Wanderers. 1-0, Marcus Rashford getting on the score sheet, and there's a smash and grab by Manchester United here this evening. I'm potentially going to be joined by Owen in a few minutes, and Owen's going to come on. He's also going to give his thoughts, but I'm just going to kick off the show anyway before Owen jumps on. I think, look, for all of us, this fixture this evening, look, it was a smash and grab. It was literally the definition of a smash and grab. Wolves were very resolute defensively. You seen United today. We knocked on the door, but we weren't really creating too many gilt-edged chances. We kind of were lethargic in our play. We were very slow moving the ball. You look at like players like Rashford didn't really have the best of games today, but he came up and got the chance at the end and got the goal. So we're absolutely grateful for that. You look at other players then as well today. I thought Wan-Bissaka today very poor. Very poor in the ball. Now defensively he didn't give away too much, which look, we're happy about that he didn't give away too much. You look at other players coming into the side today. Paul Pogba came back into the team towards the last kind of 20 minutes of the game. Paul Pogba was getting on the ball, trying to make things happen. He had an effort from outside the box and kind of tested Rui Patricio from outside the box. I thought Anthony Martial today when he came on looked bright and had a good few touches, made direct runs and was trying to make chances. Very shocked today, Donny van de Beek as well. Didn't get a game. I thought this game was crying out for a Van de Beek, someone who could actually, transition the ball kind of a lot quicker than kind of other players, All in all, today, look, happy out with the 3 points. You look at kind of Liverpool now tomorrow night. They're playing Newcastle, away in the Premier League, which look is a tough game. I know Newcastle aren't on the best of form, but like going to St James's Park, that for anybody that's a tough game in the Premier League. So look, we can only hope that Newcastle can go there now and take some points off Liverpool, because we're 2 points off them now. Like they're under pressure now. I think look that in terms of this is like Man United of old. Sometimes you don't play well in games, but you go out and get the result when it really matters. And look, I suppose we won't dive in at the team too much today, because look, at the end of the day, you can do that, but we got the 3 points. A sign of a winning team is when you go out and even if you don't play well, you go out and you get the 3 points. Like, I'll be honest, during this game today, I was like an absolute antichrist watching it when we were slow, when we were like lethargic on the ball, when we were kind of taking that extra touch when we shouldn't have been. I thought Nemanja Matic was very guilty of that today. I thought he kind of laboured on the ball, early on in the game, and kind of up to about the 65th minute. Like, every time Matic got the ball, he was kind of labouring on it. Like, he was kind of thinking about what he was going to do before he was going to do it. And I thought, look, again, I'll kind of reiterate, like, I was kind of shocked when Greenwood came off. I thought Greenwood was actually one of our brighter players today. Though you've beaten a man, he was trying to make things happen. But again, look, we can't complain too much, because ultimately, look, we got the 3 points, and that's I suppose that's the defining thing. That's the main thing here today. You look at Wolves; they did create a few chances themselves. David De Gea pulled off a couple of saves. Now, albeit, look, off the couple were kind of given offside, but it's good to see David De Gea kind of being on his toes. Because look, in recent times, David De Gea has come in for a bit of criticism. So, it was very good to kind of see, David De Gea a couple of saves. We have a comment in here from Ian. Oh, here we go. He said, "Where was VAR?" Ian, today we didn't need VAR, thankfully. Thankfully, in the end, we didn't get a VAR award, a penalty, and Bruno Fernandes put it away. Even though, look, for me, propaganda-wise on Twitter, it would have been absolutely fantastic to see that happen, because myself and VAR, Liverpool fans, always get along very well. So that would have been kind of a good in itself. But no, all jokes aside, very happy that we got the 3 points, because it's so big in terms of our season. And here we go, lads. Just down below, he's coming into the show. Cockney Red 99. Owen Rochford is in the house. How you going?
I'm fucking buzzing, man. I'm absolutely buzzing. There's no better way in the world. If you could bottle up a feeling, if you could bottle up a 90-minute winner and sell it, you'd be a fucking multi-billionaire. It is the best feeling in the world, especially like, you know, I watched it with my brother-in-law and he's like, oh, you know, deflected, whatever. That makes it even sweeter. The fact that it wasn't a clean shot. It was deflected. It was in. That was, mate, I didn't give a shit. I was brilliant. Oh, mate, I'm buzzing. I'm absolutely buzzing. And it's just, I know it's early and I know we are still behind, but it's a performance of title winners. So 21's coming. That's what's happening, boys. 21 is fucking coming.
It really was like it just owned like in terms of the game itself. Like just give you kind of I suppose overall thoughts in the game. Like what did you think of the game in a nutshell? I know we won the game. We got the 93rd minute goal, and we're kind of all on a high because of that. But in terms of like yourself with this game, how do you feel about the overall game in terms of our overall performance?
In terms of the game, it was one of our like the Leicester was a draw, but in our last 3 or 4 games we have played very well. And today we just weren't at the race. Like we just did not look. Title 21 in 2021 is happening. I'm 21. I'm 20. I was 21. I'm 21. We're getting the 21st title. It's happening. But
some things are meant to be.
Some things are. But in terms of the game today, we were just sort of average today, and it didn't look like it was happening, and it looked like it was just going to take that little moment of a deflection or a penalty. And like looking back at the highlights there, and the Cavani goal definitely should have stood because it's come off a Wolves player before it falls to Cavani, so it definitely should have stood. Personally, not personally, just full stop, should have stood, and we should have been 1-0 up there, but. You know, luck goes against you, but it was meant to be. That's just the way you got to look at it. It was meant to be. It was meant to happen. Marcus Rashford cuts inside late on in the game, and mate, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. And 21's fucking coming, boy. 21 is coming.
And like Owen, like in terms of that, like you look at Marcus Rashford's performance overall in the game. Like I had Adam's watch along on alongside my game, and I agreed with Adam earlier on, like that. I was shocked when Greenwood came off. I thought maybe Marcus would have been the person to come off, and he wasn't having the best of games before his goal. Like, but he took the chance well, and I think that is the main thing. You know, I think that he went out and got the goal, and he seems to be a big game player, Marcus, where he picks up goals in very decisive moments, and he's done it again today.
No, but with Marcus, and it was the same when I was watching a game with my brother, the Everton game, and I was saying, and he was talking about like maybe Cavani coming off, and I was like, no, you leave those players on because they can they can provide a moment of brilliance that just changes the game. And Marcus done it today, and it's not a detriment to Mason because he's not as experienced. That's just. That will come to him within the next 2-3 years, 100%. I can see Mason being a United legend and being with us for 15 years easily, but it's not with him yet. He hasn't got that level of experience. Whereas Marcus, he's been in around the first team playing constantly for 4 or 5 years now, so he has that experience. And he has that level of. He just has that knowledge of football, and he's able to do it. And mate, I seen him talking in his interview afterwards, and he was talking about how he'd seen the way the defender was playing before, and how he knew how to do it about him. Mate, I can't talk properly to you because I just don't give a shit about the game. I don't give a shit about analysing it. I don't give a fuck. We won it. We won it last minute. I said to you, like, if we get 7 points out of Leicester, Villa and Wolves, we're title contenders. We've got 4 now. Get Villa on Friday. Beat the shit out of them Brummy cunts as well. And then with that, then we are we're in it. We're in it. We are in the battle for that title.
Yeah, and like you even look at it then, like you look at the overall game, like when Luke Shaw came on at half time, I was thinking, Jesus Christ, like what's all he doing? But Luke Shaw played actually very well in the second half. I thought he was one of our better performers. He was getting forward, he defended very well as well. And again, like I know we talk about Van de Beek not getting a game, and look, we can talk about that till the cows come home, but you do, like you look at some of the play today. United, it felt like one of them days that it was going to be a 0-0 draw, and because historically in the last 7 years, like we've had chances to act on our rivals' results, and we never have. And then today we've done it, and that's something I think that's massive. I think because especially the whole you have the COVID issue with
under Louis van Gaal, under Jose Mourinho, and under the Scottish man that should never be spoken of. We don't get that result. We do not. We do not. And this is the best football I have been watching United since I was a kid. I've been going to United since I was my mum's belly. Like that was literally the first game I went to, my mum's belly. I've not fucking since Fergie, I've not seen this sort of excitement about a team. And in terms of we might concede 2 and like win by 3 like we did at Southampton, but it's exciting and it's good football to watch. And
it is.
It just and look, we might not win the league this year, and we might not. I feel like we probably are going to be a cup team. We might win a cup or something, but fucking hell, it's good to be. Mate, I was depressed. I lived in Manchester for 3 years. I was depressed going to watching Mourinho. I went to watch Mourinho. I remember we played Bournemouth at home and we won 1-0. Lukaku scored like the 25th or 30th minute. I actually fell asleep. I'm not joking. I genuinely fell asleep. There was about 55,000 in Old Trafford, which is a joke even for a midweek Premier League game. It's a joke. About 55,000. It wasn't full at all. And I'm not joking. I was a bit hungover. I nodded off. I fucking that doesn't happen under Ollie because it's exciting. It's exciting to watch, and regardless of how it happens, and like I was a little bit Ollie out after the Champions League exit, obviously, but for me, he's my manager now, and he's making me excited, and he makes me want to watch United every week. Because trust me, there were times under Mourinho where I felt like I was going for my penance. I felt like I was like that. That's what I felt like. It just didn't feel like I wanted to go anymore, and it just kills me that I can't go to the games.
Yeah, like just imagine tonight, like we get that 93rd winner in Old Trafford. Imagine the Stretford then, like especially closing the gap on the Scousers as well. Just imagine the atmosphere there tonight, like that would have been unbelievable. Do you know that would have been absolutely class. Like you touched on it there, on like previous years, this result doesn't happen. Like it absolutely doesn't. We bottled this game, and I think. I've said on previous shows, you can go back on this podcast, you can go back on the Adam Show or United, wherever channel I'm on, and I had the stance that do I think Ollie's going to take this team to a title? I said no. I said that time, I said no, right, and I still kind of maintain that stance. I'm pessimistic still about the title, but what I will say is Ollie has us playing the best football we've had post Sir Alex Ferguson. I don't think anyone can. Deny that. Now people will throw the Europa League and the League Cup win with Jose Mourinho in your face, but the style of football then was stink. Like let's get that right.
As in Keane, I was in Stockholm for the final, and like don't get me wrong, I was buzzing. I was 17, 18, first European final that I was at that we'd won. I was in Rome and I was in Wembley when we'd lost. The first European final I was at when we'd won. I was buzzing afterwards, but like that was a shit game. It was a shit game. It wasn't exciting. Like we went up 1-0 from a deflected goal from Pogba, and Mkhitaryan got a scrambly goal just after half time. I literally was walking out the beer into my seat, and Mkhitaryan got the goal. And it's not it wasn't exciting football under Mourinho at all. He got us trophies, and I will never forget that night in Stockholm, and I will never forget that Ibrahimovic final, as it's now known as. But that football didn't excite me; it depressed me. You were looking at that football, watched it week in, week out. It was depressing, and now it's genuinely enjoyable to watch.
Yeah,
we might concede 2, but we'll probably score 3 at the other end.
Yeah, for me, this is the most likable the Manchester United team has been post Sir Alex Ferguson. Like, I think, and we haven't said that. Like, and all the United teams previous to this, they weren't likable. They didn't play good football. Like, post Sir Alex, you had Moyes, you had Van Gaal, Mourinho, and they're all kind of false stones. You look at this United team. You look at players like Bruno. You look at players like Rashford. You look at players like Greenwood. You look at players, even the likes of Eric Bailly, players like that. You look at players like that, and you say, like, I enjoy actually watching these players.
Bailly was unreal today, man. He was quality.
Yeah, like, you look at players like that. Even, I know McTominay only came on for literally a cameo, but like, I'm saying in a general consensus, you even look at players like Fred. You look at players like that. They might be the best players, but they give 100% for the shirt. And the one thing I will say also is, this team is playing for the manager. The previous teams post Sir Alex didn't play for the manager. They never really did. They down tools. You look at this current crop United team now. This is the most united this team has been in a long, long time. And you look at this, I think this is probably our best chance of challenging for a league this season, with all the circumstances considered, and with our away form.
Okay, 21 is coming. 21 is fucking coming. If 21 comes, as I had said before, and I will say it, I've said it on the group chat many a time, and I will say it on camera now, I will strip off into the nude and jump into the canal. No bother. No bother. If 21 comes, I'll be in the net and I'll jump straight into the canal. No bother.
I'm already saying it now. If 21 does come, we win the league this year. I'm drinking green diesels for a full week solid until I get pumped in A&E.
If 21 comes, I won't be a human for a month. Like, I'll just be a body. That's what I'll be. Like, I'll just be that person just strangling. I know we're talking early, and I know we're buzzing because we've got that 90th minute winner. And it probably won't happen. Like, I'm not fucking stupid. I know it probably won't. But if it does, I'm getting kit off and I'm jumping straight into the fucking canal. I'm getting into canal. I'll do 4 laps of front crawl in the canal, mate. I will, honestly, if 21 comes, there won't be a happier man in the whole of the fucking UK and Ireland than me. Trust me for a fact.
Like, and Owen, in terms of this, I'm just going to come to you with your man of the match. Who is your man of the match today, for United?
Well, I mean, Gary Lineker gave it to Roman Saiz, which was, I thought,
probably fair enough.
Fair enough, yeah. In terms of the way it was going, the game, he gave it around the 89th, 90th. But for me, I'd still give it to Bruno, because in terms of the way I was looking at it, that game, he didn't give up one moment. Like, there were players, sort of towards the end, heads were down a bit, later on, fuck it. He was straight. Him and Rashi were the ones that were, the two of them were just still on it the whole fucking game, non-stop. And he was the one that played in that ball. And I know it was a long chance ball, and it's lucky that it came out for that, but he's the one that played that. So for me, Bruno's my man of the match. Yeah,
I'd agree with that. Look, an overall thing, I don't disagree with them giving Roman Saiz man the match overall. I think, look, up until the 93rd minute, Wolves were very defensively secure, and I thought, like, he was outstanding today. And not only from a defensive standpoint, but every time he went up for a set piece from Wolves, he was dangerous. So, yeah, look, I'll give, on an overall basis, I'll give Saiz from Wolves man the match. But from a Man United perspective, because this is the Man United podcast and the United show, I'd agree with you. I'd give Bruno Fernandes man the match. he might have had, again, his best of games where he got a goal, but again, he was on it the whole time. He was always trying to make things happen.
He's still got an assist. He's still fucking got an assist. He's still got
like the man's a machine. Like Bruno Fernandes is a machine. His contribution to the team is just unbelievable.
He was shit against Leicester for his standards. He got a goal and an assist. No one does that. He's not human. He's not human. He's not human. He is just a super being. He is meant to be a Man United player. He was meant to put on that jersey. And I've not fought that for anyone that we've signed since Robin Van Persie. He was meant to put on a Man United shirt. And he was meant to wear that crest against his heart and kiss it. That was what he was meant to do. And he is a Man United player if ever I've seen him.
We have a comment in from Ben Currick on the Facebook Live, and he said, what about Eric Bailly's man the match? Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with that either. Bailly was outstanding today as well. He had a very good game as well. And this match for Bailly, lads, he played 3 games in 6 days. He usually plays that all year. For him to play 3 games in 6 days, that's actually great for Eric Bailly.
Yeah, I mean, Bailly is... Bailly rarely plays. I mean, yeah. he's just having to get the minutes in. I've got a head now, so I'll speak to you in a bit.
No bother, Ron. Have a good one. I was going to close off this anyway, but see you later, Ron. Yeah, so I suppose that was There's Owen giving his thoughts just on the game itself, and he gave Bruno Fernandes his man the match. And for me, so look, from what I suppose my closing thoughts on the game. Look, this is massive now for us. We do have Aston Villa next now in a couple of days' time. In terms of this is going to be a massive, massive fixture now, because if we win that game, we have Liverpool next in the league, and that game has so much significance. That game has so much significance now in terms of a potential title charge for Manchester United. It really does. So look, for me, I'm going to give my man the match, and I'm going to give it to Bruno Fernandes. Again, someone he just... all day today, he kept trying. He always was trying to look for that forward pass. And again, he got that ball into Rashford, who took the chance very well and put it in there. People will talk about a deflection. Look, it is what it is. Manchester United got the goal. We won 1-0. And there's a massive, massive opportunity now to put pressure on Liverpool. Hopefully from our side now, our former captain, Steve Bruce, conjures up a tactical masterclass at St. James's Park tomorrow night, even though, look, that's probably just as likely now as us coming out of lockdown, which is very unlikely. So, you know yourself, like we're hoping now for a Newcastle result tomorrow. But I think from a United point of view, the best thing we can probably hope for is just for ourselves just to keep winning games. Just keep winning games and to see where our season takes us. Win that game against Villa next. And then that game against Liverpool and Anfield has so much significance. Beat them at Anfield, we could go top of the table. That could be something that we could be looking at. You look at potentially like the City game could be called off between now and Anfield, because the Anfield game's on the 17th. The City game's meant to be played on the 6th of January. But due to the COVID-19 situation in Manchester City, that game's potentially going to be getting postponed in the Carabao Cup, which could potentially open up the avenue for United to play their game in hand against Burnley. There's talks that potentially may happen. If that does happen, imagine we get 3 points there. That would be just massive going into that Liverpool game. But for me, I'm just going to give one last thought. Manchester United, smash and grab, got the 3 points. Wasn't the most glittering performance in the world, but as Manchester United fans, we can be absolutely delighted that we went out, got the 3 points, and we moved now to Villa during the week. Thanks everyone for watching. If you're watching through Facebook Live, catch the full video over on our YouTube channel, the Weekly Armchair Kickoff Podcast. And as always, smash a like in the video, subscribe to the channel. I will be back tomorrow night with our Manchester United versus Aston Villa preview on the channel tomorrow night. I will have a couple of guests on with me. And look, we will be breaking down this game, obviously, in further detail as well. And this is just an impromptu live, and just to give my initial thoughts on the game and just to get no one's thoughts as well. So, again, thanks everyone for watching. And look, we will be back tomorrow night. Cheers.